DeLynn.
Hello.
Hey, this week we're going to talk about something really controversial.
A lot of controversial disputes that are going on out there.
We're going to talk about irrevocable breakdowns.
No. That's divorces. We're not going to talk divorces
Why
today.
not?
No, we're talking about disputes and how to get a dispute removed from your credit report.
What if they want to hear about divorces?
Who wants to hear about divorces?
Not me, that's for sure. I already know how to remove a dispute from your credit report.
It takes a lot.
It takes, well, it's probably a small amount, but in that little jar called whiteout.
No. No.
Why can't that work?
No, today we are going to talk about how to take disputes off of your credit report. You probably have had that come up if you're a realtor out there, if you're a home buyer out there, where you've had a disputed item on your credit report, and sometimes it takes forever to get them off.
Okay, so hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Like I said, we're talking about how to remove the disputes. Everyone, one of the biggest questions we get all the time is about credit, right?
People call you all the time.
Several people call me all the time. Credit.
I never call you.
Already? You should call me more often, though.
Apparently.
We only work together, we just like never talk.
I know, that's true.
But credit, people's credit report, credit these days affects everything. It affects your if you're going to rent a house, if you're going to buy a house, your car insurance, your everything that you do is affected by your credit score.
Absolutely.
And so often, I know that they tell you all of the time, you have to check your credit. You have to check your credit annually. Yes. Every single year, you should check your credit.
And let me tell you why people need to check their credit right now, because people are refinancing right now at record levels because interest rates are at its lowest in a very long time. The MI rates are reduced on FHA, so it may make sense for a lot of people to at least take a look at to see if it makes sense to refinance the house and lower your monthly payment. Right. And there's going to be, let me finish, please. There's going to be nothing worse than saying, oh, I'm going to save $100 a month, okay? And then you go in and you remember that you had a dispute on your credit because Verizon said they never got that cable box back, and you turned it in. So what did you do? You called up Verizon, you said, hey, look, Mr. Verizon, I turned the box in. And they go, well, we'll have to look into it.
Gave it to Mrs. Verizon.
Yeah, they gave it to Mrs. Verizon. This is Mrs. Verizon. That's exactly how it works, right? So what do? They report it on your credit, and then what do? You do the right thing any good citizen would do. You dispute it.
I already turned that in.
Exactly.
I am not paying this charge.
So guess what? The $100 a month you were going to save by refinancing your house just went out the window.
Why?
Because they have a dispute on their credit report.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that they now have bad credit because they have a dispute?
No, actually,
Not
what happens
necessarily.
with a disputed item actually is the credit bureaus don't look at that particular item because it's in dispute. So the lenders don't like that on your credit report because they feel like, well, it could affect it if it wasn't in dispute.
Right. And sadly, the reason why this is really such an important thing, unfortunately, during
Verizon.
some of those crazy lending years where people are doing all kinds of things, and credit scoring,
like
as you know, has only been out for like
to get a loan?
15 to 20 years. Well, people would dispute things on their credit report, even though they knew it was their issue or their problem. They would dispute it because they know that it would take it out of the score, so they would actually end up getting a better score.
Yes.
Well, they think that lenders are dumb. They're not so dumb.
No, not so
They've
much.
kind of figured that little trick out. So now they will require, if somebody has a disputed item on their credit report, and that's fine, we understand, you return that cable box, whatever it is, and we get that.
I kept it.
However,
you know what you can get for a box on eBay these days?
No, do they really sell them? They probably do. I don't know.
I think we should.
But anyway, all disputes have to be removed because
it
comes out of the score. And when it's not being factored into the score, then it is a false score. So that it has to be removed. And it's not always easy to do that.
No, it's not. And we're going to teach you how to do it today.
And you know what else? A lot of times people don't even realize something is disputed. It might even have been years ago. Oh my gosh, that was a Chase card I had 10
and they
years
forget
ago.
about it.
Yeah.
And again, why it's very important. You're all out. The real estate market is super hot right now. There's no houses on the market. And you got all excited. You finally found the house you were looking for. And guess what? You forgot to get pre-qualified. Oh, my credit's perfect. It's 800. Yeah, but maybe 800, but you still have a dispute in there. Guess what?
You have to work on getting that dispute off.
You've got to get it removed. So,
and this sometimes can delay things. If you're applying for a mortgage, this is going to take a little bit of time to get it off of your credit report sometime. Again, depending upon how old it is and how much documentation you have. Which brings us into some of our tips.
Yes, we have tips. We got some great tips. So, do you want to go through them?
Yeah.
Or do you want to tell, or do you want to spend the whole show telling people why they call you all the time?
They call me all the time to say, how do I fix my credit?
Yeah, I'd say exactly. So normally we go to a break here and we just have a new, fresh mind, but today,
we're just going to
roll right into it.
We've got a little bit of time yet, so let's just start talking about some of the things. It is difficult to get any kind of changes to your credit bureau. One of the things that we're going to be popping up on the screen here, and you can go to our website.
I already told them how to do it. Show over. Whiteout was my solution.
Don't listen to him.
End the show.
No.
Cut. Why? It's not going to get me a loan, is it?
We are going to be.
I'm not going to save $100 a month. No. I can't buy the house.
No.
What are you telling me?
No. I'm telling you, you have to do it the right way.
All right, fine.
So there are 3 main repositories. Everyone knows that: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian.
What happened to the 4th one that was coming out?
Not necessarily. I don't know. I think you're the 4th one.
Remember they were going to have a 4th reporting agency?
No, I really don't remember. Yes, you do.
Somebody Google it for me. I'll do it. You do the show. Let me check it out.
It was like
there was a 4th one. I'm telling you, there was going to be a 4th.
And what color is the moon in your world?
All right, let's just figure out how to get the dispute off.
All right, so
I have a dispute from Verizon
3 main
on a cable box that I kept and sold on eBay. Tell me how to get rid of that.
Core Logic. So that's
thank you. See, there was a 4th one, and it's Core Logic.
Anyway, so there's 3 main repositories as it stands right now. There's 3: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And not necessarily all of them are reporting the dispute. Sometimes it's just one of them, sometimes it's 2 of them, sometimes all 3 of them are reporting it. So you can't just remove it from one and expect the other 2 to just take it off because the first one did. Now, you have to go and have it removed by all 3. Just like if you're fixing something on your credit, the exact same thing. You have to make sure that you attack all 3 repositories. Now, on our website, right here below, we have a link, and you can see all of the information for the credit bureaus, the 3 repositories, their phone numbers, their email addresses, or their websites anyway, so that you can go in and do some of the stuff we're about to tell you.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the first steps, I think, is documentation.
Right.
Whenever you call that creditor, when you call Verizon, because you're going to get the same person every time you call, I guarantee it. After your 37-minute hold time.
Right.
Sorry, there's a plug for Bright House right there, right? I'm just kidding.
No.
Kidding. No.
The producer's yelling no.
The peanut gallery is here today.
I know.
It's good. It's very important that you go in and you document who you spoke to, when you spoke to them, you know exactly what was said. So right. I think that's your first step to say.
Write the date down and who you spoke to, the number that you called, who you spoke to, things like that. Document. And when you are doing anything like
he just scrolled way ahead of us.
Anytime, if you are doing, there, see, those were the 3 repositories.
I know, but I was reading that. There was tips up there.
So if you are doing any of the returning your cable box or whatever it is, again, document all of that stuff. So if something does appear on your credit report, document if you have anything, whether it was an old card, whether it was a cable box, no matter what it was, hold on to your paperwork. It's always a good idea to hold on to your paperwork anyway. They say, the government says like 7 years or whatever on your tax returns, things like that. Just keep all of that stuff because it could be longer, right?
It could be.
If it's on your credit, it could take forever to get it off.
Yes, it could. The other thing is, be persistent. I mean, the old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you don't get this resolved and taken care of, just be persistent. I would not, I know this will shock you guys about DeLynn, but she does not ever take no for an answer. In fact, it's not even in her vocabulary to say no. When people say, yeah,
you just roll up your sleeves and you keep on trying.
Yeah, so
I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it.
You're like the little engine that could,
That's right, the little engine that could.
So don't take no.
You can do it.
Don't take no for an answer and just keep being persistent. It may take you several phone calls. It may take you saying, I need to speak to your supervisor. And when that supervisor doesn't help, you go to their supervisor. And then
But here's the key with all of that, the next tip, be nice. Be very, very, very nice.
Oh yeah, because sugar attracts more.
Yes, whatever that is.
Yeah, flies in vinegar, right? Because we need vinegar right now.
Well, think about it. You know,
I know. Who do you want to help? The nice guy?
Right. You want to help somebody.
Or do you want to help someone that's being a total
We're all in the business of customer service. We all try and help people in our various lines of work that we do. You're trying to help people get from one place to another. So their job is to help you get things done too. So when you contact the credit bureau, it's not them. Keep in mind, they are the ones who did it, but they're the ones who have your credit report, but they're not the ones who reported that. It's Verizon or it's, whoever
Verizon. They're just
I know, they're getting hammered today.
They are getting hammered.
Are you mad at Verizon or something?
Not yet, but as soon as I get, I did make $100 on that box. So how could I be mad at them?
It was profitable for you.
It was very profitable. It was very profitable.
So be very nice to people, though, because again, they're just doing their job. That's all it is.
You know what you do? Have you ever thought about this? You know when you call somewhere and they go, thank you for calling. This is a reminder. You're on a recorded line. So you should call them when you're trying to get your dispute removed, and you should say, I just want to let you know you're on a recorded line right now.
That's probably not a good idea.
But that's nice. You could say it in a nice way.
They're going to be thinking that, okay, this guy is going to try and...
He's psycho. You could say, I love your phone voice, Miss Verizon. I'm putting you on a recorded line. You don't like that?
No. I don't think that they're going to... I don't think so.
All right.
Again, these people are just doing their job, so try and be nice to them. They will try and help you if you're nice to them. If you start yelling at them, guess what?
What?
Click.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We were accidentally disconnected.
All right. So,
right.
Yeah, we got some great ideas. So, all right, we're going to go to break here real quick.
Right.
Just a short break. But after you called Verizon and went all the way up the chain and didn't get what you needed to, we're going to teach you how to contact the credit bureaus and get that dispute removed. So we'll be right back.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Mortgages don't need to be complicated. At Norcom, we're here to guide you through the process. By following our tried and true path to success, we make homes happen. To get started, give us a call or apply online. A trusted mortgage consultant will reach out to you to find out what your goals are. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, we are dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. At Norcom, we'll provide a best-in-class customer experience. Once a plan is established, your mortgage consultant will analyze your income, assets, and credit profile in order to customize a plan for you. If you're planning on moving in the next few years, we might suggest an adjustable rate mortgage to be the best option for you. If you're a veteran, we'll get you started on a VA loan with 0% down. And if you're thinking long-term, a 30-year fixed loan might be your best fit. Our professionals are up to date on market trends and will help you make the best decision in choosing your rate. After we've found the program that's best for you, we'll then need to collect some information, including pay stubs, bank statements, and tax forms. Our underwriting team steers a loan through the approval process to verify that all the information you've provided is correct. As the underwriting process is taking place, an appraisal is ordered to determine the value of your home. A professional, local appraiser specializing in your area will determine the home's value. The last leg of this journey is closing your loan. While taking care of any last-minute details, our closing team will work on scheduling your closing date and location. It's that simple. Thank you for taking some time to walk through the mortgage path with us. Remember, we're always here to answer any questions you may have. It may seem intimidating, but here at Norcom Mortgage, we make homes happen.
Okay, welcome back.
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
We're
Welcome
back.
back. Do you remember that show?
Welcome back, Carter.
Yeah, done.
Loved Welcome Back, Carter. Or Shaq. Is that Shaq or Epstein?
No. Epstein was Mr.
He always had a note.
Yeah. Mr. Carter, I don't have my homework handy. That was Epstein. And then there was
John Travolta got such a
Vinny
start on that.
Barbarino.
I know. He did.
Man,
he did great.
He was like a toothpick in that.
I
He was
know.
like a little. Have you
Gained
seen
a
him
few
lately?
pounds.
Yeah, he's got
pounds
he's
with
got
age.
a little bit of chipmunk chick stuff.
Just a
But
bit.
anyway, that's on our celebrity show when we critique celebrities.
Yes, we're
Who are
going
we
to invite
judge?
him to come on to our show and see if
John Travolta.
how that works. Yeah.
I think he's got a couple of
he
disputes
does.
himself.
He lives semi-locally, right? Ocala or something.
Does he live in
I
Ocala?
think, doesn't he? I think he has a house up there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll call him later.
Okay, call him later.
Let me text him.
You probably have him in your speed
I probably
dial.
do. Probably do. Anyway,
Got the world.
So now let's talk about something real.
Okay.
All right, since you didn't like my whiteout idea on how to
no, you
remove a
can't do
dispute from the credit bureau, we're going to tell you how to contact the bureaus directly.
Okay, so like we said, there's 3 bureaus, and it used to be when you call the bureaus, you just get put into this like loop, and it was crazy, and you couldn't get a real live person on the phone, and it really was very frustrating for people. Well, they're trying to improve their image, and
What?
actually now, some of them, for example, Experian, we're going to pop the Experian phone number up here. Experian, they are Pacific time, and it is answered by a live human being. So when you get that
Stop.
live human being on the phone, you're going to ask for somebody in the executive customer service team
That sounds
to
so
end a
important.
dispute.
It sounds like
Executive
really,
customer service to
Yeah.
end a dispute. So that's what you're going to have to do. And again, you guys can download this paper so that you have all of this stuff. And then the next one, of course, is Equifax. They're located in Atlanta, Georgia, East Coast time.
I have a question for you. It's 1550 Peachtree Street, Northwest.
There's a million Peachtree streets
Yeah, so
in
make
Atlanta.
make sure you get the right one. I've never been through Atlanta and not seen at least 37 Peachtree
Peachtree
streets.
and Peachtree. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're at Peachtree and Peachtree.
so-
Well, it's kind of like in our area. You know, you can be
What's
at
that?
Gun and Gun. You know,
Really?
even though Gun Highway like
So
goes
what
forever.
are you saying? They're fruits and we're rednecks?
Yeah, basically.
Great. All our Atlanta
Anyway,
listeners are
so
just...
Equifax also answers, a live human being actually also answers their phone. And then the last one, of course, is TransUnion. They're in
Wait,
Chicago.
You didn't tell them to ask for the Executive Consumer
Executive-
Service Department.
Yes. There you
Right.
go, Executive Consumer Service Department.
That's for
and
Equifax.
And then in TransUnion, they're in Chicago, and they are answered by a machine. Go
They're on
figure.
Adams Street.
But just stay on that line. Just keep on pressing something or another until you actually get a live human being. And when you do, you're going to ask for the Special Handling Department.
Okay. I like that.
And this might take a little bit. It says it may take a little bit to connect to the right person. Now, it also says, a lot
I need to look that up.
A lot of times these, as all of us know, call centers are sometimes not in the United States.
Siri, I need the definition of a little bit, please.
I thought you were going to ask for where the call center is.
No, I need to know
anyway,
what
so
a
the
little
call
bit is.
centers might not be in the United States.
Look,
so
Siri doesn't know.
It does say in our nifty little notes that were done, by the way, by Brian Aber, who is an awesome credit repair person. A plug for Brian there. I don't think so. But anyway, if it's not in the United States, and if these people are confused or they're not sounding like they're understanding what you want, that kind of a thing, it's okay to ask, where are you located, and could you speak to someone in the United States?
She's just reading everything you're saying back to you.
Oh, see, she's listening to me, not you?
Yeah, go figure.
Typical woman, huh?
I'm done with you. Galaxy!
You're breaking up with Siri, huh?
I'm done with her. All right, sorry.
But it's okay to say that you want to speak with somebody in the United States. I know sometimes on those call centers, I have a hard time understanding these people sometimes.
So they will actually transfer you to?
Yes, to someone in the United States.
I see.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that when I guess we make these...
If there's a language barrier, I can understand that.
Right.
But we don't want to think of it as discrimination.
And again, be nice. Don't call them any names and don't say anything,
Don't tell them it wasn't your box.
Learn to speak English or anything like that.
And don't tell them, if you don't take care of this, I'm using whiteout.
Yes.
You don't think that'll be
just
effective?
Just ask if it's okay if you speak with someone in the United States.
Okay. Well, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah. All right. So going on.
So tell me again.
So that's if we get live people.
It seems like a lot of work
do. And I was just going to say that.
For one little thing that they're disputing over that may not even be theirs. That's the thing. What if it is theirs? What do they do then?
Well, if it is something that you were,
that's where a credit repair person is going to come in. If it's an error,
that you were disputing, and it's something that did not belong to you, something that is appearing on your credit report and it's not yours, I totally get it. And the mortgage person is going to, which is all the more reason why it's a good idea to check your credit every single year, at least once a year. That's why they have annualcreditreport.com. If you go to annualcreditreport.com, you are allowed once a year. Yes. All 3 repositories will give you a free credit report. It does not give you your score. You can pay extra for that if you want, but annualcreditreport.com is a free website to get a copy of your
free.
That is the only true free one.
Credit reporting agency. All these others that say free credit.
They're called freecreditreport.com. It's not free.
They're not free. They're going to sign you up for some kind of service somewhere, somehow.
And again, annualcreditreport.com offers that as well. But the important thing is to take a look at your credit and make sure that everything on there is in fact yours and it is being reported correctly. And if it isn't, it's okay to dispute it, but just keep in mind, if you are going to be doing something like buying a house or making a large purchase of an automobile or something like that, if you dispute an item, it will affect your credit score, so you're going to want to have that undisputed.
And what do you like if they want a score? What
they want it?
Yeah, if they just want to score. I personally like Credit Karma.
Credit Karma.
Because that one's free too, and I think that gives you the TransUnion score, and it's free.
Right. I think it depends on where in the country you are. It gives you the main score for that region of the country.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think in Florida it's TransUnion.
I believe it is as well. But again, and keep in mind, a credit score is just a snapshot in time. At any given time, it is a snapshot, and that's all it is. And Credit Karma gives you one of the 3 scores. If you do want to pay and get the other 2 scores, you can do that as well.
Okay.
Most of them do have that.
But I still have disputes
available.
in my credit, DeLynn.
So if you still have disputes on your credit, you have to get them removed if you are going to go forward with any kind of a mortgage or a large purchase.
Whiteout? Tell me what to do next.
No.
Okay.
So you start by contacting the credit bureaus. They may say to you, well, it's up to the creditor. The creditor is the person who put it on there. Let's say you paid off a
and we have some
Chase card, and they're saying that you still owe it, something like that.
We have some specific valuable verbiage here that we'd like to share.
Yes.
And basically, you want to say, I need to dispute the compliance condition remarks code of AID. So that means AID is AID. That means simply your account in dispute. So go figure that out, because I'm no longer disputing this account. So a good customer service rep should recognize this and and know that they immediately need to remove the dispute. In fact, they say you should ask them to do it while you are on the phone with them.
Right.
And ask them, furthermore, to send you documentation while you're on the phone. Have them fax you that information right on the phone to show that that dispute is removed. Because, I mean, this is $100 a month you're saving for refinancing, or the difference of you getting your dream home or not over one little stupid Verizon box.
From 10 years ago, it could be, and
Actually,
it's still on your
Verizon,
credit.
Did they have cable boxes?
I don't know. Stop.
I don't know.
But anyway, the important
Weren't
thing
they like
is
the rotary dials?
again, with the documentation, it's called analog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
See what happens when you're married to a sound engineer for 20 years? Anyway, documentation. So make sure, because they might say to you something like, well, we can't give you that to you in writing. Yes, they can. You have to press for things like this, because this might surprise you, but sometimes you hang up the phone and they might not do what they said they would do. Really? That never happened.
Shocking.
So just in case, again, protect yourself. Tell them that you wanted to fax it to them while
Be nice.
to you on the phone, right? And let them know this is really important. This is holding you up from getting a mortgage or whatever it might be.
Okay, so any other things that we need to know that might be helpful to them to get these
Sometimes
disputes removed?
you can't dispute it directly with the credit bureau, and you have to go to the creditor themselves. So it might take. Be patient, because this might take a little bit of time.
Make
You
up
might
your
have
mind.
to.
Do I be patient or do I be demanding? Which one?
No, you have to be very patient with this. Nice and patient. Two things that go hand in hand. So
I
if
love
you
to
have to
ruffle
go,
your feathers.
if you have to go
Sorry.
directly to the creditor, the credit bureau might tell you that they can't handle it, that you have to go directly to the creditor, which is fine. You go directly to them, work something out, whatever it is. Again, get them to give it to you in writing, because when you do go back to the credit bureau, they're supposed to report it once they've removed it. But when you do go back to the credit bureau, sometimes they haven't reported it. So you'll want to have that piece of paper from Chase or from Verizon in your hand so that you can submit it into the bureaus.
This one's interesting. It's called the runaround.
Yes.
We've never experienced that, have we, DeLynn?
I'm
So
sure
if the
they haven't
credit bureaus
either.
tell you that they did not place the dispute comment on the credit report and they cannot remove it, tell them you would like to initiate a dispute that the account is not in dispute.
A dispute that the account is not in dispute?
Yeah, this
You
sounds
mean I
like-
have to start another dispute saying that I'm not in dispute?
This sounds like Dr. Seuss.
It does. It does. Remember our Dr. Seuss show? You have to go find it in the archives.
So they control basically what is posted on your credit report, and they can remove it.
Right.
So you want to place a dispute that it's not in dispute.
And again, just keep asking for the next person up. If this person is not helping you, be nice.
Right.
But if it's above them, then just ask that you can speak to the supervisor.
And then when they say, we don't have a letter that says that we removed it, tell them you still need one.
yes, you still need something. You need something.
You still need the letter.
Some sort of proof.
So, and there's actually an...
And they should understand that.
Dude, there's one thing we need to share with them about eOscar. Remember about eOscar? What we
Okay.
learned about that. eOscar is their
Isn't
online...
he from Sesame Street?
No, everything we do is from Dr. Seuss, okay? Just remember that. We don't do Big Bird, we do Dr. Seuss, okay?
But Oscar
Cat
is
in the House.
Big Bird's friend.
Oh, you're right. That's Oscar the Grouch.
Yes,
I
he
forgot
is.
about him. He was the cool
Does he
little
work at the
blue
credit
mullet.
bureau?
No. No. Okay, you can go in and ask them to update their online dispute system, which is called eOscar, with the bureaus to remove any comments. So, if you sound like you know what you're talking about, even if you don't, if you have this document, when you call them, they'll think, oh, this person's done their research. So tell them, maybe you'll get better results.
Maybe, because you can file comments too. And one of the misconceptions that people think is when I file a comment saying, this wasn't my, account and blah, 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 or my ex-husband was supposed to take care of that per the divorce, blah, blah, blah. That does not take it out of your credit score. That does not alleviate you from that debt. And any lender is still going to look at it as if it's your debt. So you do have to do what we're saying is go the next step to get things fixed.
True story. I have a client that had a credit card that was in his ex-wife's name, and it was one of the big banks, and she stopped paying on it. And and in the divorce decree, it said it was her responsibility. So he called them up and just says, hey, this is trashing my credit. You know, they removed it completely.
Oh, he was very lucky.
Yeah, so he
Because
was
sometimes-
persistent and called, and he got to the right person. So that derogatory item affected him about 60 points on his credit score. They completely removed it.
That's good. That's
Because
good.
it's
Doesn't
really
always
not a-
happen that way.
Yeah,
we
but
know
his-
what's right, but we're just saying,
His name
you know,
was on the account.
right. And he
but
didn't know it until he
hadn't
went to
known.
buy a house, right?
Exactly.
And the divorce was years earlier,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
consequently,
The moral to that story is don't wait till your lease is about to expire before you get pre-approved for credit.
and check your credit every year.
Yes, because
Now,
what's
if-
in your past can haunt you. And
For a long time.
You may not know it. You may not be aware of it. The credit bureaus don't call you up and go, hey, by the way,
you
yeah,
know,
you got
something's
this
on
on
here.
your credit.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
It's up to you. Do your due diligence. Make sure you stay on top of your credit. It affects your life. So make sure you stay on top of that. And if things are on your credit that aren't accurate, then by all means, we highly recommend
Call DeLynn.
try and take no.
She'll
Try
fix you up.
and call the credit bureau. See if you can work these things out. If you can't, if you're getting frustrated, do not get mad and yell at these people because you're not going to get anywhere. Contact a reputable credit repair agency.
Yes.
There are several in the area. You can look them up online. We know some, so
Yes, and
by all
you
means,
can
we'll
do
help
this-
you out with that.
You can do all this yourself, but you know sometimes a professional is the best way
I
to
tell
do
you
it.
what, I can do probably, get health insurance myself too, according to Obamacare, right? But don't you want someone who's been doing
way
it to help you out with it?
Way to bring up politics. I know. Good one. Look, everybody just went click.
I know.
We just
Oh
lost
gosh,
all
she's
of
talking
yours.
about
All right,
Obamacare. We're turning them off.
It's time to wrap it up.
I know, it is. On that note,
on the Obamacare note.
hey, happy tax season to everyone.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yesterday.
Joyful.
Yay.
Hopefully you got a refund.
Hopefully everybody's all done with that.
Yeah,
or
well,
on extension for a couple of months.
Yeah, at least till October.
Yes.
Ooh, I forgot to call my
Remember,
accountant.
if you
Hopefully
are
he
a
took care of that.
self-employed business person, you have until September is your final D-Day, and personal, October is your final D-Day.
October 15th, isn't it?
That's correct.
Oh, there you go. So hopefully
Don't ask me
people-
why I know these things.
I don't know. I get it. So,
But
look,
anyway, by all means.
It's Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, see, it's Oscar.
Love that guy. It's so funny the things that just pop up. You know what's funny is I think our
That we're
producer
so old
is so
and we
good.
remember these things.
If we think about something, I think it would appear on the screen.
He's
That's
good
hilarious.
that way.
Yes, hilarious.
Anyway, so we appreciate you guys watching. Please share this show. Get it out. We are out on.
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube.
Like us.
Share us.
Whatever all those other things
Don't
are.
dispute us, though, okay?
No, because we won't go away.
No, we won't. We won't. You can call the credit bureaus, but we're still going to be here. So,
and we will be here again next week. Thanks, everybody. You have a great week. We will see y'all next week. We are Today and Every Day.
moving forward without disputes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.